Hi, this is Chanel Bowen with Renovations Counseling, and I want to talk today about a DBT skill called self validation. Basically, self validation is being able to, within yourself, know that your feelings are real and not need anyone to validate that for you. To know that you deserve to speak your truth, and whether or not anybody agrees with it, you're okay. You're able to say what you need to say, and you're not necessarily looking for the approval of the person or people that you're talking to. Of course, it's nice to know that people understand, and the reason that we're sharing in the first place is because we would like for them to feel us. But when they don't, which inevitably is going to happen, sometimes people just are not going to know where you're coming from, or not agree, or not believe you, or try to make you feel like your feelings are invalid or you're blowing things out of proportion. And the DBT skill of self validation means that even when that happens, you're okay. And at the end of the day, isn't that what it's about? About you being okay. So let's assume that most of us are inherently good people. And if not good people, at least decent people. We usually, aren't seeking to hurt somebody's feelings. And so we can assume that people in our lives, at least the ones that say they care about us, aren't seeking to hurt our feelings. But that doesn't mean that we don't get hurt. And it's during those times that we want to reach out to that person and say, hey, that made me feel bad, or that really disturbed me. Just however you try to communicate with someone that you care about that what they've said or done has hurt your feelings. There is nothing more difficult than trying to express that, and the other person says, you're making a big deal about this, or that was nothing, or it just seems like they don't understand. They're not willing to apologize. I mean, that frustrates us to no end. So one of the ways that we can reduce our stress and reduce our anxiety, our frustration, and take care of ourselves is to be able to decide in that moment that we are going to practice self-validation. And it's indeed a practice. A lot of these things don't come easy for us, which is why it's called a skill. So if someone's hurt your feelings, you've said, hey, I need to set a boundary here, and let you know that I don't want you to talk to me that way anymore. That hurt my feelings. If they brush it off or have some response that, makes you feel like they don't really care, then you can consciously decide within yourself, right now, I'm going to use my skill of self-validation. I'm going to let myself know that what I feel is valid. I've set a boundary. I don't deserve to be talked to that way. My feelings are hurt, whether or not they validate it or not. I'm going to take care of myself now and decide not to hold on to these feelings. I honor them, but I'm not going to, let it ruin the rest of my day or the rest of my week. I don't need for them to apologize for me to feel better. You'd like for them to. But some people withhold their apologies or withhold their acknowledgement. Maybe it's just something that they have difficulty doing from their own history. It's hard for them to apologize. Maybe they're just being hateful. Whatever the case may be, when you self-validate, you give yourself permission to release it and to say, I'm proud of myself. Now, I don't accept that. I don't accept that sort of behavior. Not blowing things out of proportion. This is how I feel. But I'm choosing to validate myself since I'm not going to get that from them. That's how we take care of ourselves. That's how we take a dialectical approach to the situation. We kind of release them. We don't need for them to do anything to make us feel better now. We already tried that. And we release ourselves by aligning with ourselves, being a friend to ourselves, and saying, you know what, they don't have to feel me. I feel me. I understand where I'm coming from. And my self-esteem is such that that's enough for me, as long as I understand me. We're moving into a space of wellness, of positive self-concepts, of being able to take care of ourselves emotionally, mentally, physically, spiritually. This is our personal work. This is the renovation of our hearts, our minds, and our spirits. And this is how we bring forth a greater version of ourselves. Thank you, and take care of yourself.